done the Teletrack in the dry and you want a challenge, give it a go in the wet, because this has just changed the game. Alright, well, day has come. We're starting the Teletrack. It's like a kid waking up at Christmas time again, I must say. I'm stoked. Yeah, I'm super pumped for this. So the only thing is, Palm Creek, which is the first major crossing, we've heard mixed reports about. There's one entrance that looks like gunshot, and another that is also very sketchy. People being hung up on branches and all sorts of stuff. So not sure if we'll actually be able to get through this first bit, but we're going to give it a crack. We don't want to break the cars obviously before we even start, so we're going to play it a bit smart, but it's not too far down to Palm Creek, so we'll go have a look and give you an update from there. Creek yet, and there's already a few little holes that you kind of, well, we've never driven it, so it's hard to say. When you go to a new track, you really don't know the depth of anything, so you play everything a little bit safe, because you don't want to drown your car. No one likes mopping up wet carpets, so but good start. Alright, so we're at Palm Creek, the first little activity, and I mean, to me, I haven't seen gunshot yet, but this is what I imagine it looks like. So apparently there's another track down to the left and then a chicken track over to the right, which none of them, to be honest, sound very good, but I'm gonna go check the rest out because we don't feel like wrecking the cars just yet. You drive down there and up there. So windows up. So there we go.
Gonna need a good run up.
Yeah, might put the locker on as well.
Just turn your front to the left a bit, then you're just pushing a heap of shit there. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go back a bit.
Yeah, give it a go.
Might bend that mirror in actually. Windows up too, I reckon. That you can see it was hairy. So we just did Palm Creek, and as we were told, that was probably the most, if you can do that, you can do the rest of the Teletrack. So the drop-in was alright, the tow bar got hung up a little bit on the entrance, but it wasn't too bad, and then basically the exit, you had to do a sharp turn to the left and up that muddy hill there. Well, I had one crack without the max tracks and only got about halfway, so decided to make a little bit of a bridge on the left because it was about knee-deep slot of mud, so we just built like a little 4 max tracks in a row on top, and that got us up to the top. Me and Gibbo definitely drove it a little bit too hard as what we probably should have. There was a guy in a Hilux that kind of come after us, and he cruised up it a bit more controlled, but we weren't really sure because we were the first two throughs. Yeah, the awning's got a bit of a battle scar on it, but I mean, something to remember the Teletrack by, so not bad. Having a ball. Alright, looks like we're kind of coming up to a little, I think it's the creek before Gunshot, so hopefully it's good enough for a swim because it's getting quite warm. We're going to pull over, have some lunch, have a swim, and then carry on to Gunshot. We don't really have a goal in mind other than hopefully spend maybe 3 days doing the Teletrack. We want to really take our time. Like, I wouldn't say we've rushed everywhere to get here, but this is where we wanted to get to, so we might as well take our time and enjoy it. So yeah, hopefully get to like Fruitbat or Elliot Falls. I've heard really good things about both of those places. Fruitbat Falls has been on the top of my list since we left Perth. Like, that's been up there on one of the highlight swim spots, so I'm really excited for that one. But hopefully this spot up here is good enough for a little swim, have some food, carry on. Quick stop here at Dowhunty Crossing, just for a swim and a bite to eat. Nice little spot, there's a little ledge there, sit on, have your feet in the water. In their right mind put their full drive through this. I think unless you got a comp truck, like, I wouldn't do it. By that, the car did get quite buoyant. You could feel it bob a few times, which was definitely a first for me, so that was a lot of fun. We stayed here the first night at Cockatoo Creek, so we got through and the variety bash was set up here, basically guiding everyone through. They had another 30 cars after us to get through, and I mean, I think we would have been alright without them, but at the same time they helped us go around this, and if you were to cut through the middle, then there's a good chance of tearing up your tyres because there was a lot of big rock holes and sharp rocks buried in the water, so it was kind of handy having them there. But I think Gibbo got a bit fed up with getting fed directions by about 4 different people at once, so a little bit annoying, but again, probably saved us a tyre or two.
This is a decent sized area for a camp. There's a few spots, probably about 6 or so groups stayed here, and a few people come in late and ended up parking it right next to us, but in the end it was still plenty of room and we got in reasonably late, so we weren't there all day. Unfortunately, our way up to the top, Elliott's, Fruit Bat and Twin Falls were all super busy, partly because of the variety bash, and also the weather was pretty average. Like, as you can see, it's quite overcast, so we didn't actually stay very long. We didn't go for too long of a swim here either, but we did stop on the way back down, and the sun was out and the variety bash were gone, so we had a lot better time the second time round. So the overcast weather turned into rain, and that's where we ended up running into this massive group of people. We were behind them here and they kind of let us pass just after we got through here. I tried a different line just because everyone was chopping up the main track. As you can see, it didn't work too well. But yeah, as you can see, after about 15 cars, and this is kind of when it started to rain, the track just started to get more chopped up.
Alright, well, day 2 of the Teletrack. We've just been to Fruit Bat Falls, Elliott Falls and Twin Falls. And now we're going across another crossing. There's the tow bar. We stayed at Cockatoo Creek last night. The variety bash are doing their little trip up here at the same time we are. So they're not doing the Teletrack the whole way, but they're at places like Elliott Falls. I think they stayed there last night. So is it just me, or does anyone else get extremely annoyed when they have the slightest little rattle in their car? Like, I've got this noise and I think it's just a rock wedge between my tray and my canopy, and it just creaks every now and again, and it is it's driving me nuts, to be honest. On another note, it's just started to rain. We've watched the sky just get darker and darker as we've come down here, and I don't know how this is going to change the Teletrack. I've always seen it kind of driven when it's sunny and nice, because all the swimming holes, obviously, that's when you want to enjoy them. Just passing another one of the telegraph poles there. So yeah, a bit of rain on the track. We just got through a really muddy section with I think there was a group of about 15. So we were lucky enough they let us pass because we didn't want to get stuck behind 15 other cars. But yeah, we'll see how it goes in the rain. That was fucking nasty, man.
You gonna chuck your winch on as you come back, or you're
Yeah, I'm just going to keep the winch tight as he pulls me back. We've just started doing the Teletrack and it is bucketing down. As you can see, the main track here has actually just turned into a river. Like, all this that's normally dry and is just little ruts is actually like a flowing creek. So a little bit worried now. We just had our first really close call. I nearly put the car on its side, trying to get up a little hill that kind of cambered off to the side, and yeah, I definitely shat myself. It was as close as I've come to rolling this car. When you got 3.5 ton rolling backwards into an embankment, it's a little bit scary. So a bit interesting to see how this track's going to change now with all this rain, that's for sure. As you can tell here, this main track actually looks like a river. Like, there's a small bit of dirt in the middle there,
but it has only been raining now for probably 40 minutes, if that, and everything is full. As you can see there, there's water splashing out. That's how deep it is, just driving the normal track. So I'm a little bit skeptical. We've got a few more big creek crossings to get to, especially Nolan's. Nolan's being probably one of the deepest. So we might have to park up for the night and see if the rain will drop off, but according to the weather, we had about another 4 days of 30% chance rain up here. So 30% chance and it's already raining like this. Don't like our chances. Alright, so we've just gotten to Mistake Creek Crossing. Gibbo just walked the track a little bit. Because it's wet, this entrance is super steep, and I'm just watching Gibbo now. This is pretty gnarly. Alright, my turn. It's gonna go first low. It's gonna have the locker on, but it's a sharp right at the bottom of the creek there. So I don't really want the locker on. I've got to do a sharp right if I can help it. Car's about to get pretty vertical. My brakes are shot from all the mud. Oh shit. Just fell in that nice and gracefully. Like everything that we're used to just crawl up, no worries. Now it needs a bit of momentum to get up because of how slippery it is. And that just makes it a hell of a lot more scary. So when the car's going sideways, there's a lot going on. Current situation, Gibbo is stuck and taking in water, I think. Alright, I'm gonna start winching you, buddy. Right hand down if you can, yeah. I'll come get the winch rope off. Can you drive from there? As you can see, that didn't go to plan. And we had a group of about 15 that we passed have come through. They've all turned around. The only thing we're worried about now is the hill we just come down at the last crossing. We have to now get back up. So they're all turning around to go back. It's pretty much going to be a winch job. The only thing, Gibbo doesn't have a winch, so we're just going to have some lunch. These guys are going to get a head start, hopefully get a few of them through. And then we're going to head over there and take the exit. It's not worth drowning the cars. We did think a better line might be to head straight out and then to start turning, but it's just not worth the risk at the moment. So gonna head back, and then there's a bypass just after that that'll take us up to the ferry. And the only other thing too is after this you've got Nolan's, which is apparently the deepest crossing on the whole Teletrack. So if we do this and then we get to Nolan's and can't do Nolan's, well then we're up shit creek, literally. So that's the plan. So after a very long wait here for the group in front of us to get up, we eventually got up. I had to winch pretty much from where you saw there, then go up, turn around, and then winch Gibbo up, so it did take us a fair while. Another group came through after us and ended up drowning their car at Nolan's, so we kind of glad that we ended up turning around here. We got to the Jardine Ferry that night and then camped the night, got a hot shower, dried out a few things, and the next morning jumped on the ferry to head to the tip. At the end of the day, we're a little bit annoyed that we didn't quite finish the track, but this only means that we're going to have to come back and do it again. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please give it a like, subscribe for more, because we are heading down the east coast now, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.